cold mountain sunrise, gravel crunching, a Tenere 700 cutting through morning fog, then a TFT display. Lights up. New, bright, different from everything this bike has ever been. For years, the Yamaha Tenere 700 held a position in the adventure bike world that no amount of marketing could manufacture. Riders trusted it not because of what it had, but because of what it refused to add. No oversized screens, no electronic systems making decisions on your behalf, no ride-by-wire, throttle translating your inputs through software before they reached the engine. It was raw, mechanical, and completely honest. And that honesty built a loyalty that most manufacturers spend decades trying to engineer and never quite achieve. In 2026, Yamaha crossed the line the original bike deliberately refused to cross. Electronics, real electronics, ride-by-wire throttle, multiple rider modes, traction control, advanced ABS settings, smartphone connectivity, and a TFT display that finally looks like it belongs in the current decade. Everything riders asked for, everything other riders hoped Yamaha would never add. And the question sitting underneath all of it: did Yamaha just build the greatest Tenere ever made? Or did they accidentally remove the thing that made it matter? Here is what makes this update genuinely complicated. Almost every rider who complained about the old Tenere's simplicity asked for exactly these upgrades: better electronics, more rider control, modern technology that matched the competition. And the moment Yamaha delivered them, the adventure community split immediately and completely. One side is calling the 2026 model the most capable Tenere ever built. The other side is quietly grieving the last truly analog middleweight adventure bike. After looking at every change Yamaha made, I understand both arguments. And I understand why neither side is wrong. Welcome back to Riders Pro. To understand why the 2026 update matters so much, you have to first understand what the original Tenere 700 meant to the adventure motorcycle community. When every other manufacturer was building larger, heavier, more electronically complex machines, Yamaha made a deliberate choice to go the opposite direction. Parallel twin engine, minimal electronics, lightweight chassis, long travel suspension, a riding experience that demanded involvement from the rider, rather than replacing it with technology. That specific formula produced something rare, a motorcycle respected by almost every category of rider. Simultaneously, beginners trusted it, experienced off-road riders respected it, long-distance tourers relied on it, and hardcore ADV riders treated it as one of the last genuinely raw motorcycles available in the modern market. That is the identity Yamaha was working with when they decided to change it. The headline change is the ride-by-wire throttle, and that single engineering decision unlocks everything else the 2026 update introduces. Ride-by-wire means the throttle input is no longer a direct mechanical connection. It is a signal that software interprets before reaching the engine. That electronic layer is what enables multiple riding modes, traction control, refined throttle mapping for different terrain conditions, and the advanced ABS calibration options that older Teneres simply could not offer. The new TFT display, larger, brighter, properly readable in direct sunlight, connects to smartphones, displays navigation, and gives the rider real-time information in a format that finally matches what 2026 riders expect from a machine at this price. On long highway days, the electronic refinements are undeniable in their benefit. The updated throttle mapping reduces the small inconsistencies that caused hand fatigue on extended cruising. The traction control operates intelligently without the intrusive, confidence-disrupting interventions that poorly calibrated systems produce. The riding modes allow genuine customization between surface types: a road setting for tarmac confidence, an off-road setting that loosens the electronic management and gives more direct feedback. These are not features added because a marketing team requested them. They are engineering responses to the real limitations riders experienced in the previous generation. This is the section that matters most. Adventure motorcycles are emotional machines. The original Tenere created emotion specifically through its absence of electronics. Every terrain decision felt personal. Every throttle input arrived at the engine directly. Every moment of instability was managed by the rider rather than a processor. The 2026 version filters and interprets some of those inputs before they translate into motion. For newer riders, that electronic layer provides confidence and safety that genuinely expands what they can attempt. For experienced riders who built their relationship with the Tenere around its directness, the same electronic layer introduces a distance, subtle, not dramatic, but real, between intention and response. The question is not whether the electronics make the 2026 Tenere technically better. They clearly do. The question is whether technical improvement and emotional connection move in the same direction. And in motorcycling, those two things are not always the same journey. The 2026 Yamaha Tenere 700 is not a betrayal. It is a decision to serve the broader market rather than protect the identity of a motorcycle that a passionate minority loved precisely because it refused to change. For most riders buying an adventure bike in 2026, this is the best Tenere that has ever existed. More capable, more refined, more competitive, and genuinely safer in demanding conditions. For the riders who love the old version's rough honesty, the electronics represent a line crossed that cannot be uncrossed. Both responses are valid. Both responses are understandable. The machine you prefer depends entirely on why you ride in the first place. So I want your honest answer in the comments. Did Yamaha finally perfect the Tenere 700 with this electronics package? Or did the 2026 update begin turning one of the last raw adventure bikes into another computer-managed touring machine? Drop it below and subscribe to Riders Pro because next video, we put the new Tenere directly against its biggest middleweight rival. And that comparison is going to divide this comment section. Disclaimer: this script is produced for informational and entertainment purposes only. The 2026 Yamaha Tenere 700 features, electronics descriptions, and riding impressions are based on publicly available information, AI-assisted research, rider community discussions, and creative interpretation. Final specifications may vary by market. Riders Pro holds no affiliation with Yamaha Motor Company.